Peace, peace, peace. This your brother Monroe Jr. I'm going to be offering my brief commentary right after this quick clip. Peace.
If you're black, you have to be Democrat. I've had conversations that basically said that welfare is the reason why a lot of black people end up being Democrat. They say, first of all, it's a limit to amount of jobs. So the fathers lose the jobs and they say, we'll give you more money for having more kids in your home. And then we got rid of the mental health institutes in the 80s and the 90s, and the prison rates just shot up. And now you have Chirac, what people call Chirac, which is actually our murder rate is going down by 20% every year. I just talked to the superintendent, met with Michael Sachs, that's Rom's right-hand man. So I think it's the bravery that helps you beat this game called life. They tried to scare me to not wear this hat, my own friends, but this hat, it gives me power in a way. My dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home. And also, I'm married to a family that, not a lot of male energy going on. It's beautiful though, but there's times where, it's something about, I love Hillary, I love everyone, right? But the campaign, I'm with her, just didn't make me feel as a guy that didn't get to see my dad all the time, like a guy that could play catch with his son. It was something about when I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman. You made a Superman, that's my favorite superhero, and you made a Superman cape for me.
Peace, peace, peace. This your brother Monroe Jr. So we just listened to Kanye, and he was real surface level in the little clip. I would like to see the full discussion with Trump. I haven't seen that as of yet, so I'm not going to go too deep in my commentary. I'm just going to expound on some of the points that Kanye made or that he referenced. And on one part of his discussion, he talked about welfare in the black community and how it aided in breaking up black families, which is true. I mean, I don't think any of us who know about the history of welfare can deny that. In the plan of the government, their role in desiring the breakup of the black family, where you have women being supported by the government and the government tells them that they cannot have a man residing with them. I mean, that is just crooked, man. You have to be a wicked satanic mind to come up with something like that. Who would want to break up the family where a woman can't have a man in the household while she's dependent on the government? Well, hell, I mean, if you know the condition of a people and you know that most of the men have been victim to the war on drugs, have been victim to guns and drugs being dumped in our community, then why would you even structure something like that? That's because the government is the one that's bringing in the guns and the drugs. They've been our biggest enemies, right? While they walk around in their corporate suit and ties, but their hearts and their minds and their souls are corrupt. But he also mentioned, well, let me just hit on that welfare again, because not only Kanye does black people suffer from being recipients of welfare over a protracted period of time, which the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said welfare is farewell to well living, because you become dependent, you become reliant, you become almost subjugated to welfare. It's like welfare is that which you aspire to. You aspire for that little payment that the government gives you, right? You're depending on that, right? instead of it being a temporal relief for people who are on hard times. I can understand that. That's different. But to always depend on that, it becomes a drug. But not only are the black and the brown and the poor whites on welfare, you have these corporate giants. If it wasn't for the government bailing them out, then where would they be, right? In the crash of '08, the market crash, the big banks, the government bailed out all of the big banks, right? The government bailed out a lot of the automotive manufacturers, right? So let's not just get on the little people, because these big banks that really have messed up the economy, and the government just giving them free money, to basically mess it up again with their derivative markets or derivative betting, where so much money is created out of thin air, right? And it makes it to seem like America is prosperous, but she's not. It's like the stock market. The stock market right now is doing okay, right? But that's not the real power of a nation. The real power of a nation is its gross domestic product. What is it? What it manufactures, what it creates, what it produces, right? And you have so many other nations out producing America. And we know how China's getting it in right now. They manufacture just about everything, right? You look at most of our products, most of the stuff we wear, where is it made? It's made in China. It's made overseas. And they making it for the low, and they're doing business with America. But one day they're gonna recognize, and it's coming, it's right around the corner, that America's paper dollar that she prints out of thin air really doesn't have the juice internationally or the appeal that it once had. And that's why inflation, hyperinflation, is on the way. Back when I was a child, I remember parents could get gas for 80, 90 cents a gallon. Now what are you paying? Double that? 2.5 times that amount? 2 something a gallon? That's a sign of inflation, meaning our dollar's getting weaker internationally. We're losing purchasing power. So yes, Kanye, the black community has suffered from welfare, but also the primary reason that the country is messed up, because these banks who don't have a proven track record of being financially illiterate, right? We come and bail them out every time they're insolvent, every time they're not able to pay their debts, right? So we have to look at it from both perspectives. You just can't get on the little people, because the little people are a reflection of what's going on up top. And what else did he also mentioned how he didn't have a father or whatnot, and that's understandable. So many black men do not have fathers. That's a reality of black life in America, being under our 400 and some year old oppressor who helped to create that type of climate in reality in black America. And he also said that the Make America Great Again hat made him feel like a superhero. I really didn't understand Ye's angle with that comment. As I've said on so many other of my audios, America has never been really great for the black or the brown. We've helped make America great. We've helped make America rich and powerful and wealthy and prosperous. but we never received, we never were beneficiaries, we never reaped the great work. I mean, we never sold the great work that we have reaped for America, right? America became a giant because cotton was king. Our foreparents worked day in and day out. You know, who can imagine having millions of employees working for them for hundreds of years? Who wouldn't be wealthy? Who wouldn't be successful? But I think, I would, like I said, I would like to see the full discussion, because sometimes the media can take a little clip out of something and make somebody look real dumb, and it could have been a real intelligent dialogue. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't want to go in too heavy until I look at the full video, because like I said, I really don't understand Ye's angle talking about how that hat made him feel like Superman, and I can understand what he's saying about Republican, Democrat. I mean, both of them are just two sides of the same coin. They the same reality. They don't really work for a lot of people in Congress, senators, they don't really work for the people. A lot of them are in the pocketbooks of wealthy people, right? They do the bidding of whoever has the biggest pockets oftentimes. You know, and a lot of times they're like little whores who run after money. They don't run after service to the people, no matter what they call themselves, right? They're out for the mighty, mighty dollar bill. So, and you can just kind of research, you know, how much these politicians receive in donations from donors, man. It's sickening how much these lobbyists pay these politicians to do their bidding, man. It really is. So they're not out for the country, they're out for themselves and looking out for the special interests of these corporate giants who paid them off. So yeah, I'm gonna look deeper. I'm gonna see if I can get more of the discussion, but that's just my few thoughts about what I saw of the interview. I'm not gonna judge Kanye, man. That's, you know, he's trying to allegedly, you know, help Chicago. We'll see what transpires. A lot of time people go in on people, and like I can tell Ye is not fully back to himself as of yet, but I think he's trying to head back in that direction. So let's just be patient with our brother and not judge him. It's so easy to talk about people, but you know, give a brother the benefit of a doubt for all the good he has done for our people. He also said that he wanted to move his Nike factory, not Nike, but his Yeezy factory from China to Chicago to produce jobs. So, I mean, let's look at stuff like that. Let's be positive. You know, the brother spoke up for black people when he was at the pinnacle of his career. He said President Bush, you know, hated black people. We don't know what these white folks done to Kanye, man. I'm just gonna tell you like that. We don't know what kind of drugs, what they done had our brother on. You know what I'm saying? So let's just focus on the good that our brother has done, man, and keep him in prayer. And let's all strive to be examples of, you know, what we say on social media. Let our works in the street and in our communities really testify to who we are. This your brother Monroe Jr. I'm signing out. Peace.